Hi guys, this is Jen Shahade for Run It Ones, and we're back with part 2 of my video on a free roll on Tonybet, one of my first tournaments here on this site. As I mentioned last time, pretty fun that we get to play some three-handed, so let's get right back into it.
I play the 6-7 deuce. Yeah, I play just like that. Vernon 77. This one, such a bad hand. I'd consider launching the ace up top because the worse the hand is, the more you should just like go for stuff like that. I guess I put the 2 flush. I put the 10 and the 7 in the back, and yeah, maybe the deuce and the 9 in the middle, and maybe just the ace up top. Or I'd put the deuce, the 2. I'd put all, yeah, I'd do that also, what he did. Hearts are pretty dead, but what else can I do with this hand? It's not very good. I could put the 5 and the 8, because they're both totally live. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Do something a little different. Hope it works out. It's kind of unusual for 2 cards to be that live. And, you know, it's not just about getting the boat. That's the main thing. But we can also run out to 2 pair, 2 pair. Maybe I should have put the 10 up top. But again, I'm trying to leave some space for bigger cards up there. This is awkward now. Yeah, argument for putting the 10 up top for being a little bit more balanced. But what can you do? At least I'm super live for the boat now. My 8s and my 5s are still all live, so it's nice. Okay, so this is working out well. He put that ace in the middle, and now he's got the king and the queen up top. And, wow, kind of a nice run out for him. Queens are totally dead. Wow. So I'm not even going to bother putting one up top. I guess I'll put the jack up top instead. And I mean, geez, this hand is just like, I'm just going to play this because with him possibly fouling and with all of my boat outs, there's just no purpose for me to put, a kicker in the back. I'm just still trying to make that boat. Unfortunately, the 8 of spades is now dead, but I've still got 3 5s and an 8. And that seems to be like the biggest value in my hand right now, since obviously everything else is a total disaster. Jeez, really? Yeah, there's just no point of putting a 10 here. I'm just gonna like just punt here and hope that somehow I get so that I run out of a pair of 5s or something in the last draw. It's kind of an unusual hand, but maybe Pink Floyd will foul, and Vernon doesn't have any chips anyway. Yeah, we fouled, yay. We did get the 1-5, so we were close. But yeah, it's kind of unusual in open-faced Pineapple to like play like such a nit, but it does happen. There were cases where your hand has so little potential that it's just best to like lock up jack high in the top and then a pair of 3s in the middle to try to hope they'll foul. Because in contrast to regular open phase, Pineapple is a less reactive game, right? It's more about like maximizing your royalties and less about like focusing on what your opponents have and playing against that. Well, it's still definitely a part of the game, if you want to play well, but it's not as much of it. Try to pay attention here. Yeah, I'm just going to play this way. So nice start for Vernon. He's just going to put the 6s and the trays in the middle and the 5 in the middle, I presume. Going to get a boat a lot here. Every 6 and every 3 live. I think he's like 80% or something to boat, something that's kind of gross. Yeah, on the button with 4 direct outs to the boat, he's 80%. A little less now. So putting the 5 of the spades here, and then I think I'll put the jack up top. Again, there was some argument for putting the 5 in the middle, but with the aces all live, I'm comfortable with this. If I get the ace of spades, I'm going to put the ace of spades in the middle rather than use it for my flush. Queen up top. Oh, there, speaking of the devil. He has no idea that I have 2 of his outs. Yay. Still probably get there. So how am I doing with spades? 5 left. Okay, so I'm almost always going to get there. And still 2 aces left that I can, that might give me a shot to Fantasyland or a consolation prize, 2 jacks up top. Vernon's thinking for a long time here. I have a feeling you might, okay, is he disconnected or something? Seems like it'd be a pretty easy play. What? Got 3. He's slow rolling us. He was trying to figure out what to do with the jack, I suppose, whether he should put it in the middle or put it up top. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting spot. Okay, yeah, this is just terrible for us, so we're just going to have to put the 10s in the middle and hope for the best. So we can at least get a flush. Unfortunate run out. Because at least now maybe we beat his 8 sometimes. And at least we got a blocker here. So how's he doing with queens? He's got 1 queen left to clobber us. Okay, that's good. So it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, and we end up not getting clobbered on this hand. Wow, we're getting close, guys. 24 players left. 4, 4, 9, 5, 8. Ah, okay. So I'm wondering if Vernon is a veteran at these free rolls and like sees that the money bubble, well, it's not really approaching, but maybe he's utilizing a bit of the stalling game here. I wonder. Whoa, that's bad. I can't, sometimes he seems to be playing okay and then he just does something like that. Like putting the 2 in the middle is of course really, really obvious. Pink Floyd's going to make the right decision here. That's how I play it. 5 and ace up top. Although we're going to have to figure out a way to, we've got the 4s and 9s are not so hot, right? They're getting really dead. 4s are totally dead and we've got just 2 9s left. So we're going to have to either try to get a pat pair to put here or put something that's pretty live. Jack would have been a perfect candidate, but we discarded it so that we could get the ace up top, which makes a lot of sense, but we're going to now have to be very aware of that. Or not. This worked out well. So, and we also got the beautiful 7, which is completely live. So this worked out really well for us. And here's a point where we should start thinking already, like what to do if we get the ace. The problem is, yeah, we only playing with 9 points. Geez. So it's kind of awkward. Although we don't have to worry about it when it turns out that way, though. Kind of funny that we also could get the boat here, but I think it's pretty clear to play for the 9 pointer. And we still have 1 live out to the boat. If there might be some complications here if it wasn't for the fact that our opponents are both so short. We don't really want to risk fouling against them. To get a massive hand when we can't even collect all the royalties for our massive hand, right? Because it's true that I think we have a lot of outs in the middle. So there might have been, well, we would have had 2 7s and a 5 and 2 7s, a 5 and an 8. So 4, yes, that's a lot. But anyway. So he got his flush. Let's see if Pink Floyd can qualify this hand. Probably not. It's not looking good for him. I think he's just going to time out. You win less points because Pink Floyd is all in. Don't you mean fewer points? All right, we're in Fantasyland, guys. Yay. Oh, we got 2 trips. Let's see. I like having trips that don't have 10s in them because they're blocking our straight. So brutal. I know I shouldn't be complaining here. This is kind of an awesome hand again. I think we're doing really well here. We can put the 8s here, 6s. We can get flush or straight. Let's see. So 8 plus 6 is 14, or 6 plus 4 plus 5. Okay. So this should be a little bit better. That took us too long. Kind of cutting it close here. We can't go boat. Yeah, so this is 5, 9. This is 15, so this is one more than the other option, I think. Let's see. Can I do that right? Let's see. My other option would have been, yeah, I did that right. Because the other option would have been 8s full of 10s with the flush and then nothing. Oh, tournament's on break. Okay, cool. 18 players left on 7 tables and 13 places played. So looks like we're going to get there a lot. Okay, so to go for the 3 flush in the back and the 2 flush, or just put the queen up top for the Fantasyland value. I usually just play it this way. Because really the 3 flush is the 2 flush is like kind of hard to complete, especially since like the ace of the hearts and the king of hearts aren't always really helpful for it. And it's really only worth 8 points as opposed to if we can utilize this queen for Fantasyland, that's worth 18 to 20. So, I mean, well, it's worth 10 plus. It's only worth 17, but it's so it's usually going to be worth 19, 19 versus 10. So it's worth almost twice as much as the flush in the middle. All right, so Princess, I got a good hand here. And just needs to put that 5 in the middle, and they're going to get that boat 80% of the time, as we discussed earlier. So we're going to put our 3 in the middle, and then we're going to put the livest card. We'll put the 8 because we need the 9 of diamonds to make our flush, right? And our diamonds are still really live, so we're going to make that most of the time. It'll reach a pretty new low to stall the money bubble of this free roll. Don't worry, we're not going to do that. This is pretty funny. Okay, math time. We've got 6, 7. We've got six outs. We need 2 cards, and we're going to lose on time. So let's just go for it. Have a lot more outs than it seems, right? Because we've also got 2 kings. We could get a king and an 8. Like, we have a lot of ways to qualify this hand that don't involve getting diamonds. So we got one of them, which is good. Not only that, we got a blocker to the princess's boat. So yeah, we were second to act and had 7 outs. And we needed 2 cards to get there. So we were like 55% to make our flush at that point. But like I said, we also had other possibilities to get there. Well, this turned out well. Like we could have gotten 2 kings or 2 pair. Maybe we will win this tournament. All at once, I'm going to teach you guys how to win these open face free rolls. €3. Coming for you. They both fouled. So, Princess is just gone, but we do get to play our fantasy land against Draco. All right, so no flushes. And a lot of pairs. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can make 2 straights and 9s. It seems like the right way. Oh, I was wrong about that. Oh, this is a really bad one, huh? So we can't make that. We are going to try and make 9s up top. I guess trays and 6s and 7s and 4s, and put the ace with the 9s. It's the most likely, and then the king with the 3s and the 6s. Unfortunately, it seems like the best we can do here. We had no flushes, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doesn't leave us with enough pairs to fill out the middle. So, gotta do it. Why do I have a 5 in here? Oh, but he fouled, so still worked out well. I think we're in the money, you guys. Wow. No, we're hand for hand. But we're doing well. I think we're probably in like second in chips or something like that. So exciting. This will be my first real money on Tonybet. So I'm gonna have to grind it up. I'm trying to figure out ways to make deposits, but maybe if I just win this €3, I can, play heads up at the micros and grind it up for you guys. Let's see, how's it going here in the lobby? We are in 3rd place. And what's in, okay, so 10th place is 14. It's only 14 cents. It's okay though. We're kind of looking at the higher prizes, right? We're gonna have to analyze the ICM implications here too. I mean, seriously though, I have played in some open face tournaments, and there are some big ICM considerations, just like there would be in regular tournaments, and it all kind of is similar to how you would think no limit would be, in that generally you play more conservatively, right? Because the upside of making a big hand is not always going to be worth the downside of no longer having a better chance of a laddering. So, especially in open face, when normally there are a lot of short stacks, so you can't always completely realize your equity of playing for the bigger royalties. And on the fly, sometimes it's hard to calculate all that perfectly. So, just in general, you play more conservatively. In regular open face, I remember I was playing at the Aria tournament, and I was so exhausted because we started at like 5 p.m. and the structure was like pretty deep. So we were still playing at 6 a.m. So I wasn't really seeing the cards great. And I was like, I mean, of course that's not like that long of a session for a lot of open face degenerates, but it started at 5, so people were up earlier, presumably. And I'm not usually the type to play the 12-hour sessions, actually. I should probably get better at that. But I think I should get better at that because sometimes just like because I'm mostly a tournament player, I'm not always used to that, playing when I'm not 100% because there's fish at the table. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Why is there such a big pause? I realize that we're hand for hand, but it says that we're starting in 3 minutes. Maybe they give a break after, it's possible, this is the first time in the money in this site, so maybe they give a break after the money has been reached. I don't know. Well, I'll sit here anyway and talk about what I was saying. I think that just like in regular poker, you have to balance between playing your A game, but if other people are playing their C game, then you can keep playing even when you're really tired. But anyway, at this Aria tournament, one thing that I realized was that playing more solidly often meant playing pairs instead of flushes. Because, the flush, you'd sometimes be going for the flush and you'd be more likely to foul, but you'd also be more likely to make more royalty points. So I was kind of aware of trying to final table and whatnot. And it was just kind of funny to be thinking about open face ICM at like 6 a.m. in like one of the very first open face tournaments. It still says hand for hand. I don't know. I guess just everybody is stalling or something. I'm kind of afraid to like open things up because I don't want to like close this or anything accidentally. Ruin my dream of getting my 6 euros. All right, so we're in the money now. And we're going to play this. I'm going to put the ace in the middle. And it's kind of a weird one. Because with all of my outs live, I'm kind of tempted to just put a kicker in the back. But I also wonder if I should maybe just play something like this. Be a little bit more aggro. Let's try that. Because the other thing is, now that I put the ace on the top like here, if I do get a queen or something like that, well, I got a 2, that's nice. But I was thinking I can actually use the queen as a kicker value here now instead of as a Fantasyland option. Both seem kind of appealing, honestly. I don't even know which one I like better because queen's totally live. I'll do that. Let's try something. He doesn't really have a lot of points. So again, I don't think we should be going crazy for Fantasyland here. Like if I get a queen, I wouldn't necessarily be put in a super tough spot about whether or not to go for it right away. Okay, so let's just do this. So everything's very solid right now. He does have his flush already. But we've got all of our 5s and our queens still live. And we can be pretty sure that the queens are really live because he probably would have played one of them. Ooh, and now we get a tough spot where I wish I understood a little bit more how it worked if I got there. The thing is, if we don't go play aggressively in some way, we're going to get scooped. I don't know what to do. I don't know if that was right. God, I had to kind of move pretty quickly there. Didn't work out. Boo. Wouldn't have worked out either way. Although we would have saved the top. What I was saying was that his hand was starting to look pretty good. We were losing in every spot, so it seemed like at some point we had to gamble. So I was trying to gamble for the middle immediately. I feel like the ace belongs here now because we don't need to leave space for the king. And we want cards that we can make trips with, and ace is the only card that we can't make trips with. So I'll put the live 6 here because of the straight possibilities, and I'll put the live 3 here. This plays itself. Pair the 7 and put the queen up top. Put the tray here. Gamble or not, he's got 15 points, so I just don't think we can afford to gamble here. I don't think we can do it. He's only got 15 points, and his hand doesn't look very good. I'm sorry, guys, because it feels so lame, but this is just the way it is. What was that? It was like a time back. Maybe we should have put the ace in the middle, though, because it's probably less likely to have discarded aces. If I hadn't gotten the tray, I think things would be a bit different. And I do have the redraw, so, I got there anyway, which happens a lot and is obviously an argument for playing conservatively. If you're going to get there anyway some of the time because you have the simultaneous redraw. So yeah, I win less points because player Draco's all in. And I don't even get the fantasy land. So yeah, like I just can't afford to gamble my full house in those spots. So this is just super different. 11 players left. I'm going to play this setup. Again, though, like the playing more aggressively, like really doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's also just a solid way to play. I don't want to lose the hand. I don't have to go balls out for Fantasyland. I could just play more conservatively if it looks like I'm not, if the hand's not developing in the right way. So here, if I was him, I'd put the 5s in the back, queen up top. I guess I'd put the 10. I think I put the 10 in the back. But he's doing something a little different. He's considering, okay, that's an interesting way to play as well. So my deuce is totally live and my jack's just kind of okay. But still way too early to like just put random cards in the back, So I can so easily get 2 clubs. I don't want to lose all my opportunities for that. His hand seems like it's been played a little bit weirdly, hasn't it? So 5s are dead. Yeah, I'm just going to have to lock something up here. The question is whether or not I should leave the back open to try to just make like a random boat, or whether I should try to make a random 2 pair. I think I should just go like this because I'm already winning in the middle. And hope for like the miracle or something. Pretty lame hand here. Hopefully I don't get scooped. Or he doesn't get a queen. So yeah, I got kind of lucky not to get scooped there, but I don't even know if I really played it badly or it just didn't go so well. Let's see, how many players are left now? 11 players on 4 tables. I'm probably one of the chip leaders because the guy with the most chips has 33,000 chips. Whee! Okay. I'm going to play this conservatively. As usual, you know the reasons. And clubs are totally live. 10s and kings are both live. I guess if I was really playing this conservatively, I'd stick a card up in the top. So we both have a pair of deuces. Okay, well, I'll put the jacks in the middle to try to beat his deuces. And I'm confident that I'll get something good will happen in the back. Because I don't want to get scooped, It's one thing to play more conservatively and not go for like the traditional Fantasyland that's set up. But obviously if I get scooped, it doesn't really help me very much. So this is working out. I'm going to get my boat most of the time. I'm going to get my flush most of the time. He just pulled 2 10s, so he's like super live for Fantasyland. Just needs a 6 or a pair underneath 9s, which unfortunately is going to happen quite a lot. So I got 1 blocker there. Just 9 players left. think we might have pay laddered to like a half a euro or something. Yay. I'm sorry, celebrating that he's fouling. Such a jerk. Look at that. I'm the chip leader, guys. Whee! Very exciting. So here we go. 9 players left. So he's trying something a little creative. Interesting. I don't like it, but I find it interesting. Because he has so few chips, maybe he's thinking that he should play that way. I don't know. Because he's only got 5 points. Interesting. I mean, ultimately, though, he needs to win more points than he gains. Otherwise, he just gets out of the tournament. So I think this kind of strategy just makes more sense in a regular open face event. Whereas here, I think he should just play the hand a little bit more normally. Because playing conservatively is just going to give you insufficient royalties. That's the thing. Aces are super live. I'm going to put it in the middle and try to run out. Should I put it in the top? Maybe I'll put it up top, yeah. Because the queens are dead, so I kind of need that for good things to happen. And I haven't signed a contract to, place an ace up top just because I get it. But this ace-queen will often beat the king and the king-queen high of my opponents. Especially since queens are totally dead, so he's not going to get a queen very often, and he's not going to be able to play kings up top too often either. All right, so this draw didn't work out too well. I'm just getting 0 diamonds. There's still plenty left, though, so I'm not going to punt yet and put the 5 in the back, especially since I don't have anything impressive here. Instead, I should just put the livest card in the middle, which is the 6 or the 6, and then just lock up the top. Not a lot of choices. I guess I could have put the 6 and the 8 and gone for like a gut shot. The flush. Maybe that was a bit better. I mean, wishful thinking that like these things do happen in Pineapple. Right. Oh, this is an interesting spot. So I could put the jacks to save right away, or I could put the ace. Oh, I don't know what to do. Was probably wrong. We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we have too many live ones. We probably should have just played like a normal human there. Because we're gonna get those floating out a little bit too often, I think, to give up on that. I think I spent too much time talking though, because I'm running out of time here a little bit. Well, actually, we played it like a genius. Kind of a miracle hand there, where everybody kind of kept their chips. Kind of very unusual. 8 players left. A lot of them have really short stacks. We are second in chips. Focus time. All right, this one plays itself. So Zeus Custer is going to put the 3 flush in the middle, in the back, and then just the 6 and the 10 in the middle. So we're so live here. We have to kind of go for the queens up top. Every ace live. Tens and fours are pretty live. And we're deep enough with Zeus Coaster that it matters. That's not a good run out. So let's see. I guess we're going to put the 8 in the back, try to make 2 pair. And we'll put the 9 in the middle for the same reason, although it's pretty dead. I guess it's less dead than the 6, which is totally dead. You know what? We should probably put it here. Give ourselves a little bit more space for other good things to happen. Like to get 2s or something. So there's still 1 live queen and 1 live, the kings are dead, so there's a live queen, so we'll put that here, and it's not looking good. But we do have 1 extra out now. We've got 3 aces and a queen, so we've got 4 outs in the middle, and still quite a lot in the back. But with only 1 draw left, we're still kind of thin. One, 4, 2 10s, 2 8s. Well, kings are dead, so at least there's that. Well, we almost got there. Boo. Oh, wow. Yikes. We got kind of mauled in this hand because he got the flush. Yikes. Wow, we lost all of our points. I don't know. Maybe interesting, like, as I mentioned before, the whole 5 players left now, so we're almost at the final table, but we've only got 8 points, so you're gonna have to think carefully about how to play and how this affects that. We got a really good hand that kind of just plays itself. Hopefully we'll get quads. Putting the 7 in the middle is totally live. Maybe we'll get trip 7s. But really all we can hope for here is, let's see. Okay, so we'll put the 6 here and the queen here. Obviously, we really want to vote here. We want to get ahead about the 8 points. You know, we can only win what we have in front of us. So we'll play the ace, and then the 9 is totally live, so that's a good card to play. Hope he doesn't get flush again. Then we will be out of the tournament. That's why we have to still play pretty normal, because even though we can only win what we have in front of us, like, we could get both aces and kings, and even if he gets flush, we could still actually profit from the hand. So it's not so simple. Okay, so we got this, and as I discussed earlier, definitely not gambling, although we do have some sweet little redraws here. Nice, he can actually make a flush here because the king high flush will foul his queen high flush, so that's kind of cool. And we did not make a redraw, but we did beat him in the up top as well. And we doubled up. We are playing hand for hand, final table bubble, you guys. All right, there's just 4 players left now. Very exciting. We're playing 2,000 a point, so. Ooh, that's a good hand. I put the 3s. Normally, what I would do is I put the 3s in the back and the ace in the middle and the king queen both up top. But decided to do something different, perhaps because of the situation in the tournament. I'm going to put the king up top, try to beat him, and I will put the 9 in the middle. The 4 in the middle also, so that in case I have to bail with 7s and deuces, I can bail with 4s and 6s. I don't know. Probably pretty similar. I was also thinking that by putting the 4, sometimes I can run up to flush 5, 7. But yeah, I don't even with the tournament situation, I'm not sure about this. Okay, so obviously I'm putting this here, and I guess, oh God, I don't know what to do. I need to make sure to make a pair so I don't foul, but they're all so live that I don't think I should be too paranoid about it. Just putting the queen here seems fine. I could have put the 5 in the middle for a gut shot. Maybe that was better. It's always easier to make pairs than gut shots, though. Oof, that's not good. Looks like we foul here. Probably going to just lose the tournament. Because when we put 2 pair in the middle, we foul our back. Sad. The dream is over, guys. I hope you had fun with that. And in the end, as you can see, I now have more than 0 euros in my account. And by next time, I hope to either redeposit or run that up so that we can play some cash games. Yeah, the ending of the tournament, basically what happened was I came in 4th. So very exciting, but I final table bubbled. The issue was, though, at the end, it became kind of absurd because nobody was more than like 10 points deep. So it totally changed the game. So you had to think more about, trying to win 2 to 8 points rather than trying to go for like the big royalties. And it changes things so much that I think if there were a lot of cash tournaments, not just free rolls, it would be something worth a lot of study and thought. But because I think Pineapple's mostly just going to be a cash game, I'm not sure we're going to put too much thought into it. Though it still could be useful because you might find yourself playing in games with table stakes. So anyway, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. This is Jen Shahade signing off for Run It Once.